All right, welcome back to part 4 of my 5-part series, How to 10x Your Handmade Product Sales Online in Just 15 Minutes a Day. Now, I've repeated that 15 minutes a day quite often here. And one of the things I want to talk about in today's video are the 6 mistakes people are making with their Facebook posts, how to avoid them. And tomorrow we're going to talk about what to do instead. And the reason why I link that to 15 minutes a day is most people don't have a lot of time to spend on marketing their business, social media. And I get that. We have lives, we have kids, we have husbands, we have work, we have all these other things we're doing while we are building our business. So I'm a strong believer in putting my focus on what actually works. One platform. That's why we picked the one platform. Pick that one platform, do it well, and focus on the things that actually work on that platform. So if you have just limited time, you are able to make a much bigger impact with that limited time because you are not making the mistakes and you are using the strategies that actually work. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about the 6 mistakes you want to avoid so that all this hard work you're putting into growing your business from the ground up so you can have that freedom and flexibility in your life and you can be creative and you have all these amazing customers that you absolutely love, so that you can get there faster because you don't have these mistakes almost are like anchors that are weighing you down. So if you're going to spend time doing it, let's do it right. So let's talk about the 6 mistakes that most handmade sellers make when posting on Facebook that's actually killing the algorithm and killing their sales. So the number one algorithm killer, besides bad content, which we talked about yesterday, and we're going to talk more about good content in our next video. Besides bad content, putting a link in your post is a sure way to absolutely kill you with the algorithm. So that's mistake number 1. It's actually putting a link to your website, to Etsy, in the post itself. Why? Why is this such a killer? It's because Facebook wants to keep people on its platform. Just like if somebody comes to our website, we wouldn't want to link out to other websites and send people away from our website. We want them to stay on our website. Facebook is the exact same way. They don't want people leaving the platform. So when they see a post with a link in the post, they're like, we're gonna suppress that post. So even if it did get a little bit popular, it's going to show the post to much fewer, or has potential to be popular. It's going to show the post to much fewer people because it's really like, I don't really want to show anybody this. So that is the conspiracy, right? When everybody says Facebook doesn't like small businesses, this is the one thing that they do that it really doesn't matter the engagement on the post. To an extent, I should say the engagement on the post doesn't matter to an extent. They're making a split second judgment. The second you post that post, they're already cutting the distribution of that post in half, if not more, because they don't want people leaving the platform. Now, a lot of people say, well, can I put the link in the comments? That can work, but Facebook's not stupid. So if you make a post and you immediately put the link in the comments, then it's going to my opinion and my experience is it's going to suppress the post the same way. But the truth is that actually trying to sneak the link in there is actually a very salesy tactic. And we're going to talk about being salesy and how that's going to hurt you in the first place. So you may be wondering, how do I actually make sales then if I can't put a link? Exactly like we talked about in video number 2. You're going to make posts that people comment on, that people lean into you and say, I want that, versus you leaning into them and saying, you have to buy this. So take the links off your post. That's number 1. Number 2 is albums. You just created a whole new series of products. You took a bunch of pictures, you uploaded 30 of them to Facebook, and not a lot of people are seeing them. The reason is that most people are not going to take the time to click through an album to try to find a product that they like. It is much better for you to post one really good, fantastic photo at a time than to try to upload all 30 pictures that you have of that product or a series of products. One picture at a time. And the cool thing about this is I hear people say all the time, I don't have enough content to post. And yet they're making one post with 30 images. that could potentially be 30 different posts. Now, I want you to imagine somebody scrolling through their newsfeed and they see a fantastic photo of your product and it's boom, it's filling up the screen and they're like, whoa, that looks really, really great. Versus 4 or 5 pictures that are all cut off at weird angles that you can't see any one picture very well. And you're just going to scroll right by it because there's nothing there to stop you and make you pay attention. That's the purpose of the image, is to get people to stop and pay attention. And Facebook watches that. Whether somebody scrolls right past or if they stop and they pause and they look at it, Facebook knows the difference. The algorithm knows the difference. So one fantastic photo where they go, whoa, look at that, is going to serve you much better than trying to cram a ton of pictures into a single post. So that's number 2, is albums. Number 3 is memes and inspirational posts. Now, on the surface, this seems like it makes sense. I'm going to inspire my people. I'm going to make them laugh. I'm going to do all of these things. When memes and inspirational posts have nothing to do with your business, you are boring the pants off your people. They did not follow you for memes and inspiration. For one thing, if you post a funny meme and a lot of people share it, and you get a bunch of new followers to your page, it has nothing to do with your business. You just attracted a bunch of people that are instantly friend zoning you. I'm not here for your products. I'm here for your funny jokes. We don't want that, right? And beyond that, normally nobody's interacting with it in the first place. It sounds like a good idea, but if it's not on the subject of your business and it's just you wanting to spread good vibes out into the world, it's actually doing the opposite of that because it's killing you in the algorithm. People are not interacting with it and nobody's seeing it. So kill them. If you want to share inspirational quotes and funny memes, do it on your personal account. Have at it. But on your business account, stay away from those, except for when it has to do with your business, which is something I teach in my program. Next, we have Canva graphics. So a lot of you guys are spending a good amount of time taking pictures and then going to Canva and spending 15, 20, 30 minutes creating the perfect graphic, posting it, and nothing is happening. And that's why you're frustrated with Facebook, because you're putting so much work into something that's getting 0 results. I want to take you back again to the whole purpose of Facebook. It is a social media. How many of your friends and family uploads Canva graphics? Nobody does. Nobody does. They take a picture and they post it. Take a picture and post it. It is much more engaging to have one really fantastic photo than to be trying to pick all of these backgrounds and little emojis and things you can add to it and headlines and all of your text on there. Nobody cares. Nobody likes it. And it actually makes your product look worse. It shrinks your product down so you can put all the things around it. You think you're like grabbing somebody and trying to, you're saying everything you need to say to them, you know, like in one image. And they're like, that seems like a lot. And they're scrolling right by it. 95%, we'll say 95% of the time, you don't need Canva, other than I'll use it to resize an image and maybe fix the brightness and the contrast if there's a little bit that needs to be fixed there. But 95% of the time, you don't need Canva. You use your camera, you use your phone, you point, you take a picture, and then you upload it. You know, you want to take a good picture. Maybe you take 10 or 15 pictures, you pick the best one, you upload it. But you do not need to spend all of that time on Canva graphics that are simply going to get ignored. And I promise you, they will get ignored. I've seen it over and over and over again. I have had clients try to prove me wrong on this. And after a period of time, they'll start doing it my way. And they're like, oh my gosh, all that time I spent making these graphics when all I needed to do was upload the picture. So save yourself time and get better results by just uploading the picture. Next is hashtags. So number 5 is hashtags. Hashtags are something that Facebook was encouraging its creators to use. And when they did that, I was like, okay, Facebook, let's see what you actually have up your sleeve here. And it turns out they had nothing. So hashtags are very popular on platforms like Instagram and Twitter. People will actually follow a hashtag. That's the purpose of a hashtag. So hashtags are really just a way to categorize all the posts that are about a certain subject. So if I have like hashtag goldfish, if I follow the hashtag goldfish, then people who use that hashtag on their posts, I can actually do a search for hashtag goldfish and see all the posts that have hashtag goldfish on their post. So if I love goldfish and I want to see more goldfish, I go and I check out that hashtag. I see all the posts. I'm like, oh, these are great. I wish I saw more pictures like this in my newsfeed. And then I would actually follow that hashtag. And it's kind of like following a page, but on Instagram where instead of following a page, you're following any account that's using that hashtag. Works really great on Instagram. Does not work at all on Facebook. And that's because nobody on Facebook follows hashtags. A lot of people use them, put them in their posts, but nobody actually follows them. And the reason why is it's a hot mess. I have tried, I have given it the college try. But the results are absolutely a mess and random, and it's not helpful or useful at all. I have done polls, and time after time, I have not found a single person that follows a hashtag on Facebook. Instagram, yes. Facebook, no. So when you use hashtags on your posts, actually, they're doing nothing. And they do, I believe, hurt you because hashtags aren't part of the culture of Facebook. It makes your post look out of place. It makes it look like it was intended for Instagram, but you put it on Facebook. You want to use the platform as the platform was designed to be used. Leave your hashtags off. The other thing is hashtags can give the semblance of being a link because they're hyperlinked blue. And most people are very resistant to salesy types posts. It's not just Facebook that doesn't like links. People don't like it either because they feel like they're being sold to. And immediately by putting those hashtags in there, it looks irrelevant and it actually makes it look more salesy and more desperate on your part. Leave them out. You don't need them. This may change sometime in the future. Maybe the entire Facebook culture will change and people will actually start using them. But for now, just leave them out. If you are posting to both Facebook and Instagram, only put the hashtags on Instagram. Leave Facebook out of it. All right. And number 6, biggest mistake people make when posting online, and I've kind of alluded to it here and there. This is the biggest thing that I teach is don't be salesy. The second you are salesy, you are turning off your followers' brain and they ignore you. The second you seem like give me, buy from me, the second they get that feeling from you, they're ignoring you. So with Facebook, what we want to do is create this scenario where you're not leaning into somebody and say, buy from me. But instead you're leaning back and producing all of this engaging content with fantastic photos of your product and seeming like totally cool. Like, I don't need the sales. I'm just here talking about my business and my experience, and I'm having fun with you guys. And that attracts customers like moths to flames. Like, they start leaning into you and saying, yeah, but will you sell it to me? Is that for sale? Can I get that? I want to get that before somebody else gets it. And they start demanding your product versus you demanding that they buy it. There's a big difference in that interaction. And when you're salesy, they don't engage, which means the algorithm is not showing your posts, which means you're not making sales. Nobody's seeing your posts and you're just dead in the water. So being salesy is the absolute biggest. I mean, you could use hashtags and not be salesy and you're going to have a better response. I don't want you to use hashtags, but I'm just saying, like, that is the biggest mistake I see people making. Is that they're using Facebook as a sales platform and not a social platform. So I've just went over the 6 things you should stop doing, never do. Don't even start doing it if you're just getting started. So what should you do? What should you be posting about? How should you be talking to people on your page? What is an engaging post? We're going to cover that in my next video number 5, where we're going to talk about the 8 posts that actually make sales. I'll see you there.